Well, at 6:33 this morning, we are starting to see those last few buses leave the bus compound here in Lehigh Acres to pick up your kids for the first day of school. And it's not just the first day of in-person learning for students here in Lee County. This is also for Charlotte County, Collier County, and Hendry County. They are starting their school years off today as well.
That's right. So this is truly a big day across Southwest Florida, and not only for students and parents, but also for teachers who are heading back to in-person learning. This is the first time they're going to resume some sort of normal when it comes to having their students back in the classroom, at least in some capacity, because we know as far as Lee County is concerned, it's about just under 41,000 students returning to the classroom. And I actually had the chance to speak one-on-one with Dr. Greg Adkins in depth. He had a message for those teachers. So he kind of addressed the concerns that they've had over how much teaching time could potentially be lost to all of the COVID-19 safety precautions that they're also tasked with enforcing this year. Dr. Adkins says he understands that concern, and he wants teachers to be less focused on educational outcomes and to know that it's okay to spend that extra time needed on safety.
And teachers understand that, as a superintendent, I'm not putting the pressure on you as much as, we normally would for outcomes, because I understand that your job has just become even more challenging than it's ever been. And I think this year, let's take a little pressure off that and understand as a school district that we need to first focus on keeping kids safe and teaching them those routines, and then the educational part will come.
And he said that he believes educational outcomes will certainly be impacted as a result of students being out since March due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And because of the brand new learning models being offered this year, something they're going to have to monitor and tweak are those learning models such as Lee Home Connect as they go along. So he expects changes to be made. Of course, this is something they are doing for the first time. Another thing that Dr. Adkins and I really spoke in depth about was also the nationwide school nurse shortage. So this is something we have been seeing for years across the country, across the state of Florida. And Dr. Adkins also confirms for me it is a problem here in Lee County. So, of course, that probably causes a lot of concerns for parents as they're getting ready to send their kids back to school this morning if you are doing in-person learning, because school nurses is really how we are able to help mitigate the risk and help prevent the spread of COVID-19 in schools. But Dr. Adkins assures me that they have staffed up in other ways at Lee County schools to fill that need.
I would much rather have one nurse per school. We do not have that. Our nurses have to take multiple schools. Fortunately, we do have other trained staff. Our clerical assistants are trained, medically trained staff members, and also we have backup staff members that are trained as well that are in the schools every single day.
And meanwhile, Lisa, since we are out here live at the Lee County bus compound in Lehigh Acres, we also want to let people at home know that we have been working to get your questions answered. So not too long ago, I actually posted a Facebook post on our Fox 4 Facebook page asking for questions ahead of that in-depth interview with Dr. Greg Adkins. And one of the parents actually reached out to us hoping to get this question answered. She wanted to know if air conditioning would be guaranteed to be working on all of the school buses this year, considering experiences they've had in years past, and especially because of that mask mandate. Dr. Adkins says the fact that less kids are heading back in person this year will actually work in the school district's favor.
One of the good things is we have less of our students that are going to be transported, so we should have more of our fleet available to do replacements. If we have a problem with a particular bus, we can take that out of the rotation and bring in a bus that's fully functional.
So that is really just the start of what Dr. Adkins and I had the chance to discuss. Of course, we know this is a big day for parents, students, teachers, and staff. So we are going to have much more back-to-school coverage throughout Fox 4 Morning News. I'll have another in-depth report coming up at 7. And just